pricing, interest rates, and a new segment, our RG Spotlight. Plus, of course, news, and we have numbers on Plainfield and Romeoville here on Will County's Real Estate Junkies. Welcome to Will County's Real Estate Junkies. I'm Eddie Ruettiger with the Ruettiger Group at Baird Warner, and let's get into some of the pricing and things that are going on nationally. So going back to the last segment a couple of weeks ago, we talked about this recession and pricing's going down and all of this stuff. I wanted to look more back just at the pricing aspect and some of the stuff that's been predicted coming forward and where we're at actually on pricing. So first off, we're looking at the appreciation going forward. And you've got some predictions out from different individuals on where we're going to finish 2019 and going forward. So the home pricing expectation survey for 2019 has us finishing the year off at 4.1% up. They're going out in 2020 at 2.8%. Now they'll predict 4 years out. And at 2022, we're 3% up. The Mortgage Bankers Association goes 3 years out, and they're at 4.7% for this year, 3.5% for next year, and 2.6% for 2021. Zelman and Associates and the rest are only predicting this year and next year. They have 3.5% for this year and 3.2% for next year. And we keep going on and on. One of the most aggressive ones is Fannie Mae. Fannie Mae for this year has us finishing at 5.4%. Personal favorite of mine, I like to see a 4 to 5% growth. But for the most part, most of these are finishing this year at 4 to 5%, 4% growth. We've got a couple just around 3.5%. So we should be good for this year. Going into next year, we have the majority of them finishing at 3% growth, which is a historical average. So historically, we've always seen the growth at that rate. When you also take a moment and you look at the year-over-year price change by region, and this is from FHFA as of this month, the East North Central region is up 5.24%, okay? So that's our region, kind of like the Midwest region, most people would say it, but it's got a little bit more condensed area. It's only Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. Now, when you look at Illinois year-over-year price change from FHFA, they have Illinois year-over-year so far this year at 2.83% price change. So we are up. Everything on the pricing is up for this year for the state of Illinois. A lot of that is getting pulled down by stuff that's downstate and in other areas. It's not necessarily due to anything in Will County. While you may have a property here or there that may sell for less money than it should, or there may be a loss, that's on an individual basis. That's not the growing trend. That is an outlier. So when you're looking at the year-over-year change in price by price range, when you're looking at all the price points, and this is from CoreLogic and the Home Price Index, all price points are up 3.4%. Your lower pricing is up 5.5%. So if you're below the average, median average of an area, you're up 5.5%. And we're seeing that here in Will County, especially in areas like Plainfield, Joliet. Those areas are selling at a higher rate when you're below the median average. There's multiple offers we're starting to get into. We're starting to get into properties that are going for over list price. When you're looking at low to middle, up 4.5% still. So you're still seeing, when you get still close to that median price, that you're up about 4.5%. Middle to moderate, they're still up 3.8%. So still good growth. Your higher price points, when you get up into the higher end, we are still up into your luxury properties 2.8%. So even while luxury properties are struggling in a lot of areas, we're not seeing a loss necessarily. We are still seeing some growth in those pricing and in those equity models. Now, when you're looking year over year month supply, the national average is 3.3. For low price, we're seeing 3.5 months supply. Low to mid, we're seeing 2.6, which is very common in our market. We're seeing 40 to 60 days in a lot of areas. We're going to talk about Plainfield and Romeoville and what their month supply is coming up. Mid to moderate, 2.8%, and your higher priced properties, getting into your luxury properties, we're seeing 3.9 as an average. So 4 months average still. All of those are under the historical norm of a 6-month market time. So Molly Bosell, principal economist at CoreLogic, home prices have increased steadily since 2001, creating record amounts of home equity and putting homeowners in a good position to weather a future downturns. So we're talking pricing, we're talking growth in properties, and we're talking the equity in your home. And with all the data we have, whether there is or isn't a recession doesn't matter, because even if there is, our models and all of our data is showing home prices are going to continue to rise, and we are not going to see any type of market crash as we saw between 2008 to 2012. The Trump administration has unveiled a long-awaited plan to privatize Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, taking the government-sponsored enterprises, or GSEs, from conservatorship to private ownership. Younger Americans seem to prefer renting to buying a home, and that worries one expert from Fannie Mae, Tim Rude. Tim told Fox Business the institutional money coming up with all kinds of creative ways to create alternatives to home ownership. And what I'm starting to see, I'm actually kind of fearful of if they are successful. He went on to remark, Uber, Lyft, and Amazon all found ways to subsidize people to change their behaviors. He closed with, serfdom does not do well for an economy. Local and state governments rely pretty heavily on property owners. New figures analyzed by the National Association of Home Builders show that over a 1-year period ending last March, governments across the country collected some $594 billion in property taxes. In fact, in the first quarter of this year, property taxes accounted for almost 40% of state and local tax receipts. I wanted to talk about the interest rates and where they're at, because if you don't know, right now is the greatest time to buy. Interest rates are probably at some all-time lows, and we never thought we'd get back down to these rates. So when you're looking at mortgage rates since this year, since January, they've been pretty much a roller coaster ride. It started at the beginning of the year at 3.95 according to Freddie Mac, going all the way up and coming all the way down, and now we're seeing Freddie Mac's 30-year fixed rate at 3.58. So moving forward, when you're looking at all of these different rates and where they're at, you still see with the Freddie Mac's fixed rate numbers on how you've gone up and down over the last some odd years since 2016. So in 2016, we're at 3.97. They went down, came back up, went back down, and we're getting back down to all-time lows once again. So The mortgage rate projections going forward are showing some positive numbers. Remember, they've been talking, oh, we're going to have to go up, we're going to have to go up, and yet we still hold and have come back down, giving ample opportunities for people to buy. So, fourth quarter of 2019, Freddie Mac is at 3.6, Fannie Mae is 3.7, MBA is showing a projected rate of 3.7, and the National Association of Realtors is 3.5. You just average these out, you're looking at a 3.62 average. First quarter of next year, we're looking again, 3.62. They're projecting for the second quarter, 3.67, and going into the third quarter, 3.8. Now, when you add in the fact that we're starting to see some properties get slightly longer market times because people are not making moves right now, this is showing that this is the ample time to buy because you're not in a competitive pricing market just yet. We're seeing it in other parts of the country with multiple offers, but I haven't really seen too many multiple offers going on in our area. Yes, there always are some on specific properties and specific locations, but we're not seeing it overall. And as we look to project those rates out moving forward, you see the projected rate graph is not showing a sharp, steep upturn, but just a steady increase going on. So right now gives you a great opportunity to make a move at lower prices before you kick into next year's equity and adding that in and having to pay more money for your property next year. All right, let's take a look at the average sales price for Plainfield, Illinois. So this is looking at actual city of Plainfield, or village of Plainfield. In their case, they're not a city government, they're a village. So anything that is within the village. This is not unincorporated. This is not what is down the Caton Farm corridor. That is the city of Joliet. So you have to actually be what some people refer to as true Plainfield. So the average sales price is $275,387. That is up 4.2%. The market time is at 61 days. Now that is up 10.9% from last year at 55 days. So these numbers are so low with market times, you're seeing a 6-day increase and a big percentage. So I'm not so worried about the market time. It's been holding pretty steady since 2017. We're still under 2017's market time numbers. Looking at the month supply, we have just now ticked up to 3 months. That is a 20% increase in market supply in Plainfield. So still, our month supply of 3 months, you're going to sell your house in 90 days. You have a great opportunity if you're considering selling your house in Plainfield. The average per square foot in Plainfield has gone up 2.4%. It is now at $127 per square foot. Moving on to Romeoville. So again, this is what is in Romeoville proper. This is not taking in something that may have an address of Romeoville, and that's not an actual city. So Romeoville is $201,650 on a average sales price. That is a 5% increase over this time last year. The average market time is 53 days. So we are up 10.4% from the 48 days of last year, but we are still under 2017's market time of 55 days. And the month supply has increased 31.6%, still under the national average, both for Plainfield and Romeoville, and that is at 2.5 month supply. Again, you're up just slightly, and these numbers are so low, any increases in market time is going to seem like a dramatic increase in month supply, but we're still holding pretty strong. The price per square foot is up 5.8% at $128 per square foot for Romeoville. And that is your market update for Plainfield and Romeoville. Hey, if you've got an area, zip code, township, what do you want to know for your market area? shoot me a private message and let me know, and we will try to do that in one of our upcoming segments. So we're happy to announce our brand new segment. It's going to be called the RG Spotlight, standing for the Ruettiger Group Spotlight. And this is to put focus on local business owners, local community events, things that are going on. And I was so proud to go out and visit with one of my good friends who's been a local business owner in this community for over a decade in Plainfield. And that is Amy Evans of the Village Flower Shop in downtown Plainfield. So we're at the Village Flower Shop in Plainfield, Illinois, and we are with the owner, Amy Evans. Amy, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself?
I am doing great. So Amy, tell us a little bit about the flower shop and what you guys do.
Well, the flower shop opened up in 1985, so we've been here for 34 years. I took over ownership in 2006, so I am going on my 13th year now being the owner, but I've been here for 19 years. I've been here for quite some time.
Working, yeah?
Yeah, working here first. We do local deliveries. We do just about anything that you can think of with fresh cut flowers. So we deliver for birthdays and anniversaries, you know, your everyday celebrations. We also offer plants as well and home decor items.
So one of the things I noticed that it was the home decor line. When you took over the business, you slowly started expanding what you guys did and went into a lot more home decor.
Oh yeah, that we did. I expanded the showroom space and kind of pushed the design area back a little bit further, which actually opened up the design area as well. So we were really able to expand and carry more plants, more home decor, more gifty things like chocolates and signs and things like that.
And then a type of events that you guys normally do and handle here?
We do a lot of weddings, funerals, baby showers, like I said, birthdays, anniversaries, get well.
And you guys specialize in weddings.
Oh yes.
You did my wedding.
Yes, we did.
My wife loved you. And then you guys are gearing up now for homecoming too.
Yes, we are in full homecoming swing right now. We have multiple weeks of it coming up here.
Wonderful. So if you guys would like to check out the Village Flower Shop, stop by. They are located in Plainfield at 24117 Lockport Street, downtown Plainfield, or give Amy a call at
815-436-9525.
Thanks for joining us, Amy.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you.